Good morning, everybody. How's it going? Sher here with another car sales dashboard confessions. So as you can see here, different day. I'm in the car driving, heading through some traffic, and I figured I would continue my little series here of tales from my career in the automotive industry, working in car dealerships. So we talked a lot about my experiences of becoming a salesperson, hitting my first 20 car month. Took me about 6 months to hit my first 20 car month, and while I was doing that, I was also in school. My grades were slipping. I really didn't think that I was going to be making a career out of automotive. I figured I'm making a living now, let me do it, finish my education, go back to get a job as a school teacher. Never happened. I ended up just dropping out of school. And what really got to me was this. One night I'm in class. I was taking a lot of night classes and whatnot, and my day off from selling cars, I was actually taking a lot of classes, once a week classes, 3-hour long classes, just so that I can get through my week and go back to work. And so what was interesting was this. I was taking it was like U.S. History 2 or American History 2, I forget the name of the class, and my teacher was an adjunct professor. So I started to find out that you have your tenure professors that make their normal income, and then you have your adjunct professors in college that do this as a side hustle, as a part-time job. And you get what, 13, 14 weeks, I think, of a class once a week, and they're making like $1,400-$1,500 to teach a class, which is peanuts. I'm sorry, but it's peanuts. So you're telling me that I got to go teach a 2-hour class at 15, so I got to go spend 30 hours. Technically speaking, it's almost like a week's salary if you think about it, right? But still, it's when you look at how much time and driving, it's like, holy crap. So my teacher, long story short, my college professor, I get into a conversation with him. I go, what's your normal day job? He says, I do IT for the local public library. I work at the library 9 to 5, and then I teach this class twice a week. Okay. So I started to research, how much can you possibly make working in a public library? $500 to $700 a week, maybe. Okay. And then you do this class. So you're lucky if after all is said and done, you're making $1,000 a week with your little side hustle. And I go, how many years you go to school for? Oh, I went to school for 7 years. Okay. He's a professor, right? So you went to school, you put yourself in all this debt to not even make $60,000 a year. Does that make sense? And then I'm sitting there thinking to myself, well, crap, I'm 20 years old. I just made $1,700 last week, and I don't have a piece of paper. And that's when it started to hit me. It started to hit me that I'm being sold a bill of goods. I'm sitting there paying for an education. And by the way, those first 2.5 years of college was nothing but bullshit. And let me tell you why. I'm taking the same damn English classes that I took in high school. I'm taking the same damn history classes that I took in high school. I'm taking the same science classes that I took in high school. Everything I'm doing, other than an elective, I took in high school. So what does that tell me? That tells me that the system designed colleges to rip us off. Why do I need to go through William Shakespeare again if I went through him in 11th and 12th grade? Why do I need to go through him in my first 2 years of college? Why do I need to take English literature and writing courses and history? If I'm that freaking fascinated with this stuff, I could go read a history book, right? So you're telling me I'm spending, at the time I was going to Middlesex County College, you're telling me I'm spending at this point it's probably $4,000 a semester, right, with inflation. You're telling me I'm spending $2,000 for a semester to repeat high school for the first 2 years. So $2,000 per semester, that's $4,000 a year, that's $8,000. So you're ripping me off for $8,000 to go through the same damn bullshit that I went through in high school. Does that make sense? And that's when I got pissed off and said, I'm done with this bullshit. No more. I'm making a good living. I got a shot here to build a career. And I was starting to enjoy it. I actually enjoy working with people. I enjoyed the hustle. And I already knew how to hustle because I was already being an entrepreneur, having a side hustle, teaching swimming lessons. So I already understood the work mindset. So you know what? My grade slipped to season D's. I barely passed. I said, screw this, I'm done. So I dropped out of school. And that was that. And because I realized that I'm taking lessons from somebody doing worse than me. Now, am I sitting there saying that school is bad for you? No. Okay? The world needs lawyers. The world needs accountants. The world needs engineers, doctors. Okay? I'm not saying school is bad. There's certain careers you must go to school for. Teachers. You must go to school to be a teacher. The problem that I have is when you have zero life experience and you've never done it, but yet you're out there professing, teaching your opinions on things. You know, it's funny, that one class where I retook that class because I had a scumbag professor the semester before for the same class, and he failed me. Okay, we had this low-life piece of crap Professor Pasternak, and he's been there for years, and he literally was teaching his ridiculous opinions. Everything that the history book was teaching, he basically threw out the history book and was teaching his opinions on what he thinks actually happened, which is completely different. And the guy was just a lowlife. Like, I had two really close friends that had him. The guy was just a piece of shit. And I'm just going to tell you that right now. The guy failed me too. So, the guy looked like freaking E.T. I mean, he was brutal. Professor Pasternak, we'll never forget it. That was his name. You know, and again, way further in life than some of these guys at this point, and I'm not even 40 yet. So all I'm saying is this: do your due diligence. If you discover a passion, you discover success early on, and you want to do it, don't give up. It's amazing what the real world will teach you, as opposed to what books and people with no experiences are teaching you, you know, on their own opinions. So that was really my wake-up call about school. Now, sure enough, later on down the road, I did make the same mistake and go back to school online, but that's going to be another video. All right, guys? I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.